Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I stand before you to present our esteemed next speaker, Architect Ehsan Khan. Architect Ehsan Khan's journey in the world of architecture began with a bachelor's degree from the Bangladesh University of Engineering and Technology. He refined his skills and expertise at Vithi, an atelier that emerged in 1991 as a design studio guided by none other than the subcontinental master architect, Ar.Ehsan. Following his invaluable apprenticeship, architect Ehsan Khan ventured forth to establish his own independent practice, EK Architects Limited. Ehsan Khan's architectural prowess has been widely recognized with accolades such as a nomination for the Aga Khan Award for Architecture in 2010 for his outstanding design of the Nature Interpretation Center in Teknaf. He has also been honored with the IAB Architect of the Year Award, the JK Cement Award for Architecture, and the prestigious Acacia Award for his remarkable contributions to the field. In 2017, he was the proud recipient of our very own Monsoon Architecture Award in the Institution and Workplace categories for the Bangladesh Mohalla Samiti Complex in Dhaka. Now, without further ado, it is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm invitation to Architect Ehsan Khan to grace the stage with his presence.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, the organizers of IIA Cochin chapter and the group called Living Monsoon. This is a good, very good initiative, I can say. I was here in 2017 to receive an award there, and I was exposed to what you are doing here. I can say this is like building brotherhood among monsoon countries, architects, and you are building a family. This is a very, you can feel like you should feel very happy to make family within the world. And I am very much proud to be part of this family. Thank you. And also today's speaker, Ariandra. He's also a family member of mine. And I can say he's one of the most happiest architects I have seen. And we used to do projects for others, and while working, we wanted to make those things for us. But sometimes, in most of the times we fail. But Arianda actually left those paths. He made his own, and he is enjoying what he is doing now. He is not working for others. He is working for his own, working for his society, his family. That's how he exposes us in different way, how we can think of how the practice should be there. I was talking with him regarding Baragan. Baragan used to work for many people, developers and other conventional clients, and at a certain point he left those paths and he did things what he wanted to do, his home, his friend's home, or in charity works, and later all his works became masterpieces and he enjoyed his life. And I am feeling like I have a long way to go to doing something like that in future. After Arianda, probably my works will be little bit boring. Those are very conventional works, but still, because I am here, I'd like to share those things. This is some of the thoughts I was while I was working. These sketches are the DNA of my thinking, and I used to do artwork while I was a child, but later when I got exposed to architecture, at certain point I shifted my path. I wanted to be an artist. Later I wanted to be an architect, and still trying to be an architect. The background of this presentation is how we see our places. Place is a part of space that is used, experienced, and loaded with meaning and value by people. In other words, spaces become places with the stratification of the lived experience in that space. Place experience is a multi-layered formation that is intertwined. It is the process of interaction and construction between people as subjects and place as objects. In this interaction process between man and place, the place offers some unique features. Place genes are the combination of physical, social, natural environment and historical and cultural values of that place. In this context, it is defined as a memory. In such an approach, it is important to acknowledge the layers of historical and cultural knowledge inherent in the place, which are valuable to be place identity and distinctiveness. Here in Living Monsoon, we are building a collective memory. I grew up in the northern part of Bangladesh in a small town. Later I studied in architecture in Dhaka, our capital city. You can see in the north the Himalayan range, and at the south the Bay of Bengal. The whole landmass created by two mighty rivers, Ganges and Brahmaputra, which forms the largest delta. Due to siltation, this land has become very fertile thanks to the alluvial soil. The delta landscape is the chemistry of land and water. This is the real scenario of Bangladesh. It's a flat land all over the country. 2/3 of it is underwater. 1/3 people used to live in the higher land area. But here, for thousands of years, people used to live in harmony with nature, where villages, paddy fields, rivers, homesteads, that exist together. So our history is a long history, 2000 to 3000 BC. First we have Kundranagar, the urbanization were there at the northern part. And during different time we have many institutions and urbanizations. And there you see the upper one is the Paharpur, a Buddhist monastery. At the bottom left is the Hindu temple, and at the right, Muslim mosque. That's how we used to live in our history, historic period. But after British colony, when they left, the country became more open and more independent, and the economy is moving so fast that the artists, the social thinkers who used to shape the society, they lost the grip. And economy driving our environment, and that's what happened in Dhaka. It is one of the most denser city, more than 2 crore inhabitants right now in the city. And you can see the mobility, what it looks like. This is not a safe or enjoyable city or country anymore. In this context, we architects, planners, even any social thinkers, how they can participate in this process, we have to have our thoughts and discussions. So in this context, I am engaging myself to develop a language of architecture sensitive to our local environment. My practice is in last 30 years always searching and understanding of the role of an architect, how we can participate, and understanding the people and place. Our approach to architecture and to design begins with functionality and a deep understanding of the location. We start by analyzing the program and organizing spaces in a sequence, ensuring the user's experience becomes significant. Architecture offers the opportunity to transform the place, provides the potential to inspire people. We believe in architecture that can establish a relationship between individuals, nature, and society. So I will I will show you some of my projects. Those are located in different parts of Bangladesh, very rural or very in wild forests to very center of the city. The first one, this is at the southern part of Bangladesh, the father of the nation, Bangabandhu Mausoleum Complex. It was a big project for us. We were so young, and somehow we won a competition in 1994 after 3 years of my graduation. It was a museum for the father of the nation. Actually, Bangabandhu, probably many of Indian knows that Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was the leader of our independence. And under his leadership, we got independence in 1971. However, in 1975, he was assassinated by a group of military miscreants and with the help of international conspirators. He was laid to a rest at his village home besides his parents' graveyard in Tungipara. Tungipara is a very remote village where Bangabandhu actually spent his childhood there. So when we were engaged to do a mausoleum, we started, this is the graveyard, tomb structure of his parents, and this is their home, and this is where Bangabandhu were laid. And it is a very densely populated, densely placed homestead. When we started working on the developing the mausoleum complex, there were, because it will be a national venue, and there will be thousands of people visiting every day. So, and we wanted to organize the public functions around it. So what we did, we separated two functions, the graveyard, the spiritual area, we can say spiritual court, and the public court at the end of the path and near to the new Upajala Road, and then we connected it with a nature walk in between that. In the beginning, we were thinking, because it is a small area, we wanted to have a more spiritual space, because thousands of people were visiting and they used to come in memory of their leaders, and they used to mourn and pray. So we searched for a language, how we would like to do that. So we were searching, actually I was visiting in my student life in India as a study tour, and we had a visit to Agra. The Selim tomb mausoleum actually was in my memory for a long period. That has marble screens of 19 unique marble screens, and the interior and exterior had a very nice relationship. You have a very very holy environment inside, and you have a more public space outside. So this is a transition between inside and outside. I was thinking of doing something like that, transforming the typology to contemporary language, and that's why my first sketch was the mausoleum. Main structure is in the middle, a circular one, because it had some orientation problem. So because the path was diagonal to the graves, so I put a circle in the middle, so it became an omnidirectional, and we had all the public functions around it. Later, when we shifted the public functions to the northern side, and only kept the mausoleum structure in the middle of the spiritual court. And the whole structure is like transforming the Mughal tomb structure or mausoleum structures. Those are layers of spaces where you go in, you mourn, you pray, and you have a spiritual connections between life and death. So, and we put all lights from up and kept the horizontal wall, perforated wall, for the breeze to move through those spaces. So to this typology of Mughal pavilion made a huge role for me, the structure, and the shelter. Our goal was to create a shelter where people could spend time mourning and praying for their beloved leader. The light from above add a sense of spirituality, while the horizontal level airflow ensures comfort. So it is it is not a function where you need closed environment. It is always open. At the same time, it has its own environment inside this. So it became a breathing building where hundreds of people visit throughout the day. So the form generated from circle to octagon. Octagon was taken from the existing tomb structure, and then transform it into square. And then on top of it, we have a dome-like shell structure supported at four corners. So this is the entrance area, and this is the courtyard side from the house. The entrance alley, and the ambulatory around the graveyard. Yes, this is another project. This is at the southernmost part of Bangladesh, actually very close to Myanmar. It is only separated by a river there. So the Forest Department of Bangladesh developed an idea to protect the forestry, protected forestry throughout Bangladesh by ecotourism. Their plan was to develop to engage people and citizens. They wanted to bring people to the forest and aware and exchange knowledge or increase knowledge, dissipate knowledge through learning of the ecosystem, the forestry, the wildlife there. So they developed some competition for this idea in 2007. We won the competition, and the ecotourism in an interpretation center they developed through co-management, engaging the local people. This is one of the sites at Teknaf, protected forestry at Mochoni area, and our idea was how to engage with the nature. We had to build a structure inside the forest, and the main idea was to preserve the forestry. So while we were intervening, and also we have to preserve the nature. So that was the challenge, and we thought about the vernacular examples, how they build and how they live in nature. The buildings, the residences, they build on stilts, and the landscape, actually untouched landscape, they kept it like that, and where you don't have to transform the land or ground much. So we thought we can develop from there. This was my first sketch. Like in the deep forest, the landscape, if we don't transform, and also if we don't cut any trees, probably we can have two slabs, elevated floating slabs, where we can place our program spaces like the gallery space, exhibition space, and the information center there. So we were thinking how to collaborate with the nature and also minimizing the impact of the natural landscape, incorporating local vernacular typology, including elevated platforms, decks, ground level and projected overhangs, ground level free from transforming, and projected overhangs. So this is how we try to understand the spirit of a place. We proposed, when we were doing some works, how to organize the programs. So the floating pavilion built on stilts, minimum intervention on the ground, emphasizing the lightness of the structure. And we put the structure in a couple of piers so that only those touch the ground and rest is floating, and the slabs floating, they can be shaped according to the very specific context of that area. So this is where the semi-open deck from where they can enjoy the nature, and also they can take some rest, any visitors can take some rest. And this is the area where we have exhibitions, and outside in the landscape probably we can have open discussion area or lectures. And we put a ramp so that the transitions become very continuous and universally accessible. And also we put some stair at the end. So this is the context in site plan. very simply in an order, we organize the spaces. So all the walls, pier walls are places where we can put exhibits and panels, and around it all screens, so that when you will be inside, you are also connected with outside. This was a submission model we did earlier. It was similar kind of project approach we worked. This is in the center of Dhaka city. It is inside the Dhaka University, one of the oldest university in that region, in whole Bengal region. And this is like very much into a cultural corridor along this line. So we have National Museum, we have Public Library. This is the institution, art institution designed by architect Mazhar Islam. And this is the University Library and TS, Teacher Student Center. And this is a huge park, protected park, and the Independence Monument area. So this is one of the most important place for historically, for different reasons, for political and socio-cultural context. So this is the master plan done by architect Mazhar Islam in 1953, while he was designing the art college over here, and also the library over here, and he put architecture faculty in the middle. So Dhaka University is supposed to have architecture faculty there, but later, because of the engineering universities, they snatched the architecture faculty. They took it away, and they did not do the architecture faculty there. Instead, they built a mosque, central mosque there, over there. So it was done before our liberation. After liberation war, actually, this place became a park in the middle of the mosque and the library and the art college. And at the park, inside the Dhaka University complex, this park, they laid a couple of martyrs who were killed during the liberation war in 70s. The many Dhaka University teachers and researchers were killed during the liberation struggle. They buried there, and also in mid-70s, our national poet Qazi Nazrul Islam was also buried there, and also two other artists, like famous, the most famous two artists were buried there. So it became a park with graveyards. So because it became important because of the Nazrul Mausoleum, Nazrul graveyard, the university authority took initiative to do it for future and for more accessible to people nationally. Many people visit, so they wanted to develop the area. So we were tasked in 2007 to redesign the landscape and also do something for placemaking. So what we did, so we were very cautious about the place because it is so important, and architect Mazhar Islam, he did the art college over there in 1953, and he is the first architect of Bangladesh, and this one is still working. This is a very recent picture, and this is one of the most celebrated modern architecture even in this subcontinent. Probably this was the first modern architecture in this subcontinent, or first, or probably very close to that, like during Kanhin period. So the principle he was designed is like a Corbusian pavilion with a more regional considerations. That's what he was doing. This is his first project in '53. So he was also young during that time. So I was thinking of doing the master plan, how we will do that. This is like three zones. This is the central grave for the Nazrul Islam and some other graves over there. So what we did, we made couple of parts in this landscape. First area is the gathering spaces for people, then this preparatory space and the spiritual space. And over here is the road system, the main road over here. So we wanted to have a entry gate at the entrance, but later we proposed something like a pavilion, entry pavilion, to have an experience of transition from road to inner court. So this is the entry pavilion, and we organized the pavilion to have some kiosks for display of the poet and the artists and the martyrs who were buried there with their memories and displays over there, and also an information center over here. So what we did, we wanted to have a very light structure so that we don't see the structural system there. Only a floating roof and some semi-transparent kiosks underneath. So the kiosks were placed in staggered manner so that the structural lateral load can be distributed, and it become more stable in structure. So this is the ground plane, and then some L-shaped metal structures, and you have semi-transparent translucent glass with wooden louvers around it, and you have a shelter. So in the evening you will see, it look like the lantern, and it illuminates around that place, the walkway and the garden area. Mohila Samiti, probably the organizers know because they have seen the submissions. Mohila Samiti is the Women's Association of Bangladesh. It's a social institute for destitute women, founded right after independence in 1972. And it is located very at the center of the city, very in prominent place. And it has it was running for a long period in school for orphans, training center for women, and they gave services like legal services, support for the women, and they had a multi-purpose hall. Like it is at the very crowded residential area, very nice also neighborhood, and this is the minister's residence area. So this is a part. It is in between the public residences and the minister's residence. So this street become very active at certain time, because the multi-purpose hall they had this three-story building, a very old one, in probably 60s or 50s, 60s time, and they had a multi-purpose hall which has become very famous because after the liberation, many cultural activists, they used to rent that place, and the modern theater movement generated from that place in 70s, 80s, and become very famous, and this institute become very famous. So besides their main activity like supporting women, this become a cultural institute. So this has become a more mixed-use building, a school, theaters, and women's institute. So, but because they did not have much money, they could not upgrade that. But within certain time, after certain time, it became dilapidated, and it was there for 10 years. They could not attract more cultural activists there, because in some other places they are developed more theaters, and they used to go over there. And later, at certain point, they took an initiative to make it more vibrant, and many young citizens, they used to go there, and cultural activists also there, and the street become very famous, and to cater those people, all eateries, craft shops, and the street become a public space at certain point. So while it lost its glamour, this institute, they approached to government to redevelop that space. So when we were engaged, we thought about the essence of that place and also the institutions. So we thought about how it engaged with the street, that is important, and also how the institute, the premise become very active by participation with the women, children, and also the cultural activists. We thought about it, and we made a program to have a open chattar at the ground, like square, that we made it open, free, so that it can cater in daytime, probably students' activity, classes, even other playground, and also for women's training program and other things. And in the evening, it become a very attractive place for cultural activists to gather and to spend time while they were performing at the theater. So this is one thing we propose at the ground level, free, and at the upper level we propose the theater, which is enclosed space. And the pre-function area, we thought about having a deck and urban veranda so that they have some connection with the street, and another experimental theater at the top. So this area has to be more public in nature, and the block at the back, it is the school office and also the training center there, and a multi-purpose hall at the top. So we wanted to have a connection with the street and also with the footpath, and we thought about the envelope, how it can be done to have a connection with the street and also the neighborhood. So we developed a brise soleil so that it is protecting from climate and also have some visual and physical connection with the public level on the street. So this is the entry area. The ground is free and with the ramp moving upward, and we have some bridges. So the important feature is the veranda. So we somehow we transformed the interior of the building like we used to have our traditional houses. The veranda become very active in contemporary uses, and it is like we can do it in tropical region like us. So this ground level chottor, the square, transformed in different time, in different functions. The theater, we did it with brick walls, with more staggered laying, so that it gives an effect of like you are watching a performance in a courtyard like environment. And brick also is very very good for sound absorption and sound. To keep the sound quality better. IAB Center, many architects who participates in Ar.Ehsan probably knows this place because some even from here some of the members, IAA members, they visited a couple of times in Dhaka. So this is the Institute of Architects Bangladesh, and we won the design competition in 2007, and we built it with our own. This is very important because this site is very much close to our national complex, assembly complex, and this was part of Louis Kahn's master plan, but later government provided all the administrative and government and non-government institutes office spaces over here, and IAB applied and Institute Architects applied, and we got a land over here, but we did not have much money. So what we, the leaders, the then leaders, they thought like we will make a building for our basic functions, and it will be made for 15 to 20 years, and later we will have a big institutions. So we participated in the competition. And during that time, we were thinking of how we think the institute, how it can, what will be the typology of the building form, because it will be seen by everybody, the local citizens. So everybody will look into it, what it tells a story about architecture and everything. So our references were our vernacular architecture and Louis Kahn, because Louis Kahn is very much visible from there. So in later stage, we thought we can do some experiments, like we can make some thing inspired from our vernacular. At the same time, it should be very contemporary, and we can transform it later when it will be necessary. So in the beginning, we are thinking of having a bamboo structure with a Bangla roof, the carved roof. Probably many of you know the Bangla roof is like you make bamboo carve and it withstand with the loads on top of it. So started with that later, and also we placed the building at the southern edge, keeping the open space at the front. The entry road is over here, another road is over here. So it is in east-west direction, kept a court, open atrium type court for public gathering or members gathering or just breakout spaces. This is the multi-purpose hall, seminar hall will be here, the outside spaces, and this will be the administrative block. And also thought about the shelter, how we can do that. We shifted to a more slanted roof, and at the southern side it protects from sun, keeping the space for wind flow, and at the north we will get more diffuse light, and we have a secondary roof system so that we have a good vista over there. So this lawn can be part of this interior. And also thought about the structure. It resembles the tree type structure, brackets, light brackets with a thin light roof system. So this was our idea of the institute, how we like to have the institute of architects. One canopy, long canopy, one roof system, and you have multiple functions underneath. You know, the Bangladesh, in general, humidity is very high, more than 80%, 90% in rainy seasons. We have 6 seasons, so rainy seasons is the most moisted period in the whole year. And the multi-purpose hall, we can transform it into an open gallery. So I named this lecture the Pavilions, because most of my works related to this lecture is like creating pavilions in different shapes, different form, different locations. So this is a little bit different project. I did a school building. It is located in a very newly developed residential area, but the transformation is happening very rapidly. It is called Boshundhara Residential Area. Our goal was to create a model for an educational institute in high-density residential neighborhood in Dhaka. There is a scarcity of playfield in most of residential areas in Dhaka, which is crucial requirement for mental and physical development of children. So the land is available only 1.3 acres, like 5,350 square meter. And the first phase of the school is designed to provide all the necessary facilities of the students from grade 1 to 12, totaling about around 1,500 students. So it is a huge task how we will organize. In the beginning, we were thinking organizing the school in horizontal layout, like we used to do, keeping a courtyard or arms around it, U shape or S shape, many types. Later, and also we were thinking of doing something which gives children to experience their experience and learn from city type, like a city. He can think like his school, his or her school is like a city for himself. So this was another challenge we were thinking. So what we did, we organized the school in such a way that we can keep a part of the land for playground, like they will have, they can have playground over here, and they have school over here with a corridor which will look like a city street, and also with courts along that. And also this, we wanted to build it vertically so that we can accommodate most of the functions in the building. So we wanted to have like a city. A school is like a city for children. It's the place where children develop as a future citizen. Our idea was to metaphorically create a city-like experience within the school for children, including streets, squares, courtyards, terraces, even climbing the hills, forests, water bodies, and gardens and play areas. So we have we organize two type of function. One is formal programs like classrooms, laboratories, and libraries, and the other areas you organize like sky courts for informal learning. So school campus consists of classroom, laboratories, and also informal learning areas like street-like corridors, terraces, circulation where areas were designed for informal learning. Rather than spreading horizontally, we propose vertical school to minimize maximize the play field which is available in the ground. We position the building blocks on the western side of the plot and left an open field at the eastern side. This arrangement helps with the with building orientation and the play area. The problem is because it is elongated east-west, it is for tropical area, the harsh sunlight in this western harsh sunlight, we had to mitigate that. So what we did, we kept after every 2 class, we kept opening over here so that they can get light and indirect light and ventilation through that course. This is the western part. So this is what generally we don't do in tropical region. And also vertically it is porous so that air can flow horizontally and vertically. Also we place courts in different levels and stairs you can climb from different levels to different levels. So students can stay in different levels and they can be connected in different layers also. So that was the block in the beginning, and we sliced it and made street-like punch in the middle, and then spread the punches, courtiers in different levels. So for informal learning, for academic or artistic or environmental, cognitive and cosmic learning, these courses are distributed in different levels. So teacher can bring their children to that code for different purposes. This is the one of the study we did for that. This was early sketches, and this is one of the section drawing in the middle of the in the central spine. So trees in the courtyard are growing and shaping in different seasons in different way. So this is like a breathing building. The inside you'll feel like it is not inside. It's like a street experience, probably. That was my presentation earlier, and after having our tour this morning with Abhishek, I was thinking why not I can share something what I am doing right now. I was very much intrigued to talk about that also. This is an university complex I am designing. It is in the very preliminary concept stage. Royal University of Dhaka. This is at the very center of Dhaka city. Like this is assembly complex over here. This is the main road. This is one of the main connecting road, express road going through that line, and also the main train line goes in this direction. And this is one of the project we did, like lake restoration and road network, and also drainage system solution over here. So this is a site of only 1 acre of land, and the university authority by management, a private university, they wanted to develop the university, their main campus in the city center for 20,000 students. So it is like an absurd idea. A 20,000 students in 1 acre of land. This is, while I started my discussion with him, I was so annoyed how a person can think of like an university we used to see like with gardens, with play areas, open fields. So that's how we grew up. So, but this is the scenario for private schools, probably here also. So they invest and they wanted to maximize their invest. So how we can address this situation? That was my challenge. And I did not do any university before. I did not want to miss that opportunity also. That was the reason I took the challenge. So what we thought, this is the location, and this is so prominent place, one elevated express road and main train line going through that area, and a huge vista over there. So if we want to accommodate 20,000 students and their facilities, we have to go up to 30-story building. So a 32-story university building. So how we will do that? That is the challenge. So what we did, this is the program space. Like 800,000 square feet space. So this is, we used to have our schools, like different faculties with courts distributed in the landscape, and we have mall around it, and we can move around. So we have a court in the middle. We have, let's say it's a 5-story building. It's a walk-up building. You can go up and down, and it doesn't have any mechanical or vertical circulation system different way. And also it is like a naturally ventilated complex. So this is what we were thinking. Why not, if we can have those 6 blocks stacked on top of each other with this same spirit of the landscape and microclimatic condition. So then it can create a scope for accommodating internally all the students. Then and all the blocks can have courtiers in the middle, but because it is stacked on top of each other, so we lose light from above. So we had to make punches horizontally. That's what we are thinking. And we can have gardens in between. And we propose the first 5 floors, like each block is 5 floors, so multiplied by 6, it becomes 30-story. So we, after each block, we have a garden layer and also distributed into different faculties or departments. Another thing challenge was the vertical circulation. So minimizing the vertical movement, we proposed huge vertical shaft for transportation, and they will touch only 5 floors for general students. So they will touch the bottom 5 floors. They will depend on stairs and escalators, and the upper blocks we propose to stop at the middle so that in different departments they can go up 2 floors and come down 2 floors. So traffic frequency of lift movement reduced, but we have to have bigger car size. Another issue was, if we can bring all the students over here in the block for the whole day, like in the morning, and they will go out in the evening. So in between they don't have to travel too much. So we put a garden and basic facilities like breakout spaces in different transitions. So that also helps different departments to mingle between them. So this was the section, and also we proposed a veranda around that block, so that all the floors are. This is a challenge for vertical building. We used to, we designed for vertical towers, residences, or even office spaces, because we could not make layers in the vertical buildings. But with this program we can do that. We put veranda and put greens so that students can go out, they can have their own space there. In the middle we have a court and it has connections from different sides, and also we have veranda around it, so we can have a shaded window, and also can generate a microclimatic condition around it. So this is a grid, like 30 feet grid. you can accommodate 45 to 50 students in one class. So very simple strategy to organize all the classrooms, and you have circulation system in the middle. So you can put veranda with screens, expanded metal screens and plants there, and in some courtyard in the sky course you can have garden spaces. So this is a very beginning. We are thinking of having screen around it and plants probably creep through that screens vertically in vertical blocks. So all the leaves stops in the middle, so they can come down in 2 stairs and go up in upper floors. So they can have courtyard in the intermediate floors. I think if we can do some more exercise with the climate study and other studies also, life safety, fire safety, those things will come up in, very soon. So probably it will address the present scenario, present challenges we are facing for densely populated city centers. We can have a vertical tropical tower in the middle, and if we have many towers with this kind of hybrid cooling system and vertical movement, organizing vertical movement, we probably can have a different kind of city altogether. Thank you very much.